Jordan, Coach just talked about it a little while ago, but do you have any memories of last year, how Purdue came in on senior day and took you guys down? Is there any carryover into this game from that? Any kind of payback?
We haven't necessarily talked about it like that, but I mean, when you think about it, it was kind of a demoralizing loss. We were pretty upset after that loss. So I mean, we haven't put that much thought into it. It was more just about this game right now and what it does for us right now, rather than what happened last year.
How do you look at this game coming up with them being so tough, coming off of 3 straight wins?
We know they're a good team. They got a good coach. They're a tough physical team. They got talent, a lot of new players. So we definitely can't overlook them because they're a really good team, and we got to take them very seriously.
Coach Beilein was in here. He said you guys spent some time this week kind of refocusing on the defensive end. What kinds of things were you doing, and what specific areas did needed maybe some shoring up?
We just took some time to get back to our fundamentals, things that we might have spent more time on early in the season, basic stuff, closeouts, being in gaps, things like that. That kind of get lost in the shuffle of guarding all these motions and offenses that different teams run. You get back to the basics of how to guard the ball screen, things like that, to kind of I guess like you said, refocus on your fundamentals.
How are you handling kind of splitting minutes with Mitch?
I mean, I just take advantage of the opportunity that I have, do the best that I can when I'm in the game. I think it's good for us because we keep somebody fresh in the game, and we're able to, I guess, kind of be a little more relentless if that's the case. Not that we wouldn't play hard, but just knowing that we can play hard for a few minutes, and then somebody else is going to come in and play hard for those next few.
Was that maybe your hardest test with Minnesota, with Williams and Mbakwe in the middle this season in terms of big men and the job that you did on them?
I mean, they're a really physical team. One of the most physical in the Big Ten. So I think it was really a tough test for us as a team, and I think that said a lot about our team, our toughness, because it wasn't just one guy's effort. It was a team effort on the glass and overall, just a total team effort in that game.
You and mentioned this number 30 guy that comes in.
Yeah, that number 30. I don't know. We can come off bad.
Jordan, you guys are a couple of games in now, a couple of weeks in the Big Ten play. Are you guys watching the standings at all? Are you checking any of that stuff out yet?
I mean, you can't help but see them, but we try to just focus on. I think we do a good job. Our coaches do a good job of keeping us focused on the present moment, and they tell us all the time you don't really know, what's going on, what you're doing until it's over with. So we just take it one game at a time, one practice at a time, trying to get better every day in practice first, and then focus on winning each and every game, and that's what's most important right now.
Was it nice having kind of a period off after the Minnesota game to get maybe some of the younger guys back on fundamentals and things like that?
Yeah, we spent we had one day was mostly offensive practice, and one day was mostly defensive. So we were able to just focus on Michigan and getting better as individuals and as a team too. And then get some rest in after that, and then refocus on this next game coming up.
Have you guys talked to the younger guys about this stretch coming up? You have 3 games in a week, and what kind of mindset you have to be in that situation?
Coach B talks to us about it. He does a good job of laying it out for us and what we have ahead of us. Not in a way of looking forward, just but and preparing ourselves mentally for what we have to go through. And I think we got a good group of guys that work hard every day, and so that shouldn't really be a problem. We'll coach the coaches, especially, and our trainers and strength coaches will find ways to manage any fatigue you might run into, and then our coaches will do a good job of just keeping us focused, going from one game to the next.
Jordan, on a side note, how does it play in the locker room when a guy like Tim gets Big Ten Player of the Week honors for the second time, and now how does that work? Do you guys all share in that kind of thing, or do you just maybe give him a little bit of ribbing and keep moving on? Or, how does it work when accolades come?
To be honest, most times what happens with Big Ten Player of the Weeks and Freshman of the Week, all that stuff is Coach B usually forgets about it and doesn't really say anything till a a month later, he's like, oh yeah, I forgot to say, Tim's won 5 Big Ten Player of the Week. I forgot